Guys, on today's video, we're going to discuss the wheelie bar jig and the wheelie bar kit that we just released last week, January 2025, for those of you that are watching this at a later time. This universal wheelie bar kit, so in the past, there's never been anything readily available to make wheelie bars out of. I've seen a lot of different stuff. We've seen paper clips, custom soldered stuff to plates that are screwed on, and we put our heads together here between John, Sam, and I, and we came up with a universal kit. It's mostly John, but came up with a universal kit that will glue on to the back of pretty much any chassis. You can adjust the height of it. It also comes with, and we'll just kind of dive right into what comes in the kit here real quick. So each kit comes with the mount, okay? And the mount has holes in it for this 1/16 rod. So these are just, they're randomly cut, so you can cut it to length. You can do whatever you want with it. If you wanted to run a single bar, I mean, I know a lot of you guys want to know exactly how to use it, and the reality of it is you use it however you want to use it. If you want to do a single and flatten the end of this like a skid, like if you want to bend it, put beads on there, like, I don't really care how you use it, but I'm just showing you what comes with it. So 3 mounts, enough to do 3 cars, and then the rod here, which, you could use steel rod, you could use brass rod, you could do whatever you want. Like, we're literally just providing you with the tools to do whatever you want with, or inspire you of like, hey, I have something in the garage that I got from, Grandpa Joe, whatever. Like, but anyways, what you want to do is either pre-bend them, or we have a little jig here, okay? And this little jig, you can install your, or put your rod under it, and then you can bend this around it. I actually like to use pliers for the bending side. So what I would personally recommend is that you install, and it has multiple lengths here. Whatever length works for you. Like, I don't know what works for you, so I can't tell you what's going to work the best. You're going to have to just figure it out. If you have a car that you need to have the bar come down at a sharp angle and be short, then run it short. Like, I don't freaking care. Okay, if you want to run a long one, if you want to go past this, then stick some out the front and then bend it around the back. But if you did it like this, you'd end up being too short. So you do need to be conscious of that. But I would mark it at the corner with a Sharpie, put it in my pliers, and bend it. And what's nice about these little pliers is they're thin, and I could bend both sides, and then I would fit it back into my jig. And the real benefit of this jig is that once you have it fit in here the way that you want it, you can mark your ends. You'll have both of them sticking out, and then you can mark them and cut them, okay? Once you cut those, you'll then feed them into the holes on the back of the mount. And if we kind of move over to this one's already been done here. So we glued these in. We just used some super glue to glue them in there. And at this point, it's ready to go on your car. So this car, I'm just going to kind of set it up against there. Right now, with that size tire, it's touching the track, which, if you don't know what size tire your car uses, if you're not sure where it's going to be, I mean, that's okay, because once it gets glued on there, this stuff is fairly bendable, so you can adjust it, and you're not, if you bend it too low, like if I just glued that on there right there, it probably could run, but I probably wouldn't run it. I would bend it, and if you wanted to bend it, you can literally bend it over the side of anything. Like, just use your brain to think, what can I bend this over? I can bend it over the side of that. Like, I could grab it with, like, whatever, like, do whatever you got to do, but you're going to want to glue this to the back of the chassis. It does have a little, kind of a little hanger on it that allows you to glue it to the top of the chassis. But if you want to, you can shim it up, do however you want to do it. So if you were going to put it on a different chassis, like a 3-gear, you probably would want to flip it upside down, and I would glue it to the bottom like so. And the reason I would do that is because the top plate has to come off. Same thing on the Auto World. I have a 4-gear right here. It has a radius on the bottom, so it's not like a super defined area, but super glue on there, stick it up against there, count to 20 if you can count that high, and then it's on there, and then bend it, and you're pretty much good to go. The key thing here is just keeping notes of what works and what doesn't work. All of the kits come with enough to do 3. So, I mean, if you're buying it thinking, I'm going to do it to 3 cars, like that's fine. But if you're buying it for 1 car, I mean, you have 2 extra. So if you mess up, do another one. If you mess up, do another one. I mean, if as long as you're not gluing the rod into this, and I mean, this rod is very ductile, or ductile, one of the two. But you can straighten it back out, bend it. Like, just don't be scared to jump in there, bend stuff, glue stuff. Like, it's a hobby. Have fun with it. It's not supposed to just be throw a set of slip-on tires on there and be done with it. Because if it is that, you're going to get bored with it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video.
Real quick. So
yeah, sure.
The kit and the jig, those are 2 separate.
Correct. 2 separate part numbers. Originally, we were going to include a jig in with this and just adjust the price, but we know that some guys don't need this. If you have multiple cars, more than 3, there's no reason to have more than 1 of these things. And also, too, you know, once a hobbyist sees something like this, usually it inspires them to build something similar than that. I mean, you could literally do something as easy as drawing on a piece of cardboard and bending it. Like, I've actually done that with some pretty high-end, like, automotive stuff before with exhaust systems and building turbo headers and that kind of stuff. I mean, we would literally use cardboard templates, set the bends on there, mark it, cut it, fit it, weld it, ship it, call it good. So, yeah, this is 2 separate part numbers here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this and you're enjoying the products. And just don't be afraid to jump in there and, you know, make stuff, you know, bend stuff. You know, if you call me and say, hey, I watched your video and, you know, I bent something and I don't like how it is, you know, whatever, like, we could send you some more rods. You know, something else too, if you wanted to bend just the end of this thing, it does fit into your track. So you can put it in there and bend it, and you could do that when it is installed. There's all kinds of stuff. I mean, like I said in the video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, hopefully, you know, you enjoyed the sarcasm as well. But I really want to encourage you guys to, you know, step up your hobby and be a little bit more creative. Hopefully we're providing the tools and the pieces for you guys to be able to do that. So take it easy. We'll see you on the next one.